Hey guys, brand new animatronic. There's some mouth movement. And some eyes. And he's... Is it only getting... yeah. And then go down and see instead of playing the drums. You can rock back and forth. He's gonna be rocking back and forth and drumming. He looks like he's really rocking. So that's an update on the animatronic. But if you guys have noticed, we have got guinea pigs. And we know our house is a mess. But we're working on it. Okay, guys. Let's go see what Krista wants.
They're boy underwear. They're Noah's.
I want them.
You're gonna hate this town. Wish you could burn it down. That fire in your eyes. Ow!
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you gonna hang them up?
Probably not. I'm probably gonna get rid of them.
I'll take them.
Okay. You can get them. Okay. I'm trying to fix up Mom's closet, so I put my stuff in.
Hey, Krista. Guess what I'm doing? I'm filming right now.
Please don't post it.
Okay, I won't post this. I'll just block it. And here's my beautiful brother up there, looking so beep and ugly. Oh wait, I am ugly too. Okay, guys, I'm going to film me. Okay, good. My dad did get that yellow paper. Okay, let's see how close you are. Okay, what do you guys... Does this thing zoom in? Yeah. Okay, let me get a... Trying to get it. to where it'll get the whole TV. What's this?
Bipolar depression. It's a dark, lonely place.
This is art inspired by real stories of people living with bipolar depression.
Emptiness. A
Guys,
hopeless struggle.
sorry for
The
the
lows of
ad.
bipolar depression can disrupt.
Hey all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the South, more specifically Orlando, Florida. And I am at one of the locations that I have been requested to visit the most. This is Creative Engineering, the home of the Rockafire Explosion, the most famous animatronic band in the world, the original band, animatronic band for Showbiz Pizza, was created here by one Aaron Fector. And Aaron has agreed to give me a tour of this wonderful establishment. So follow me.
This guy is going to be a pirate. Now he comes from a Midgeon character that we built in the early 90s, and well, you know, some of my Midgeon characters, we sold like 12 shows, but then some of them I still have, and the same guy that bought Jay Fats is buying this guy to turn into a pirate. So I'm going through all the mechanisms, and Tim, my assistant, and I are doing it together, going through all the mechanisms, making sure everything's working.
Now, was that in, where is he from?
He's from San Antonio.
From San Antonio?
Six Flags, yeah.
Okay.
And that's where Jay Fats is now. So
Is it going to be on display or is it for personal?
No, it'll be on display.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be on some kind of attraction that Jacob, his name is Jacob.
Oh, okay.
That Jacob's putting together. Right here, we'll just take this off. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. So, recognize that sound?
Yes.
People love that sound, especially when it comes to freaky, like, let's see. Freaky animatronics like Five Nights at Freddy's or The Hug. I guess you heard about The Hug.
What's the hug?
Well, The Hug was an unlicensed video that was made, put on Hulu here this month, or last month, that used a lot of my trademarks and copyrights and some others that other people used, but they didn't ask us for permission. So they put up their video that looked like Billy Bob turned into a child-eating bear. And it scared all the kids. And I said, well, you got to take that video down unless you come to terms with me. And they came to terms with me, so I let them do it.
Happy ending.
Yeah, happy ending. You know, some people are still a little worried about the fact that Billy Bob is involved in a horror movie. But
How do you feel about the Five Nights at Freddy's?
well, I actually like it because I've never enjoyed the game myself. I've never played that. I don't have time for it. But that's nothing special. I don't play games. I don't have time for it. But I like it that it caused such an interest in animatronics and children. So I didn't know I was going to have children as an audience again.
Yeah.
Until Five Nights at Freddy's came out. I want you to see it because you've never actually seen. Your last show you saw was a Billy Bob's Wonderland, right?
Yeah. Not the best representation.
But we wanted to build the greatest human animatronic character ever, including anything Disney had ever done. So we were building my hero, Paul McCartney. And Paul McCartney needed a very elaborate facial structure, and this was being designed as his internal mechanisms. And we actually had the same guy that was working for Walt Disney at the top of his animatronics company, working for me in the early 80s. His name was Jack Gladish. And Jack was the engineer behind this. And another one of my engineers was designing the hands that were going to play the guitar. So, and the hands were going to be completely delineated. They were going to have all of these movements. And over here, you can see some of the pulls that were made off of some of the original sculptures of Paul McCartney. So we were planning to build Paul McCartney, but when the word came that it was time to stop, that they had no more money, everything had to go into a closet or into a box or into a corner, including this. Now, we also had a body, a very elaborate body for Paul McCartney, and that was just in mothballs too until the year 2000, when I got a deal to sell that character to the U.S. Army.
Aaron
Oh, wow.
Vector.
It was to test Army uniforms for gas imperviousness. So what they did is they had me re-outfit it so that they could put sensors inside of an Army uniform. And the Army uniform then was supposed to keep gas out. And so they took Private Paul, this was his name,
Right.
and they put him in a gas chamber with these sensors inside the uniform, and he's in there dancing. In fact, the song he's dancing to is Bad by Fats. You know, Michael Jackson's Bad. And so he's dancing to Bad all day long with these sensors inside of him, the gas, trying to get through the outfit. And then they, at the end of the day, they open him up and they look at the sensors and they see how much gas got in.
Yeah.
And that tells them what they need to do to the outfit. But behind it is the Wolfpack 5, consisting of some characters you recognize from the Rockfire. This is the original iteration of Fats Geronimo, 1978 style. I found my thrill. And then you turn around, play some piano, and turn around again. From Banana Hill.
I've already seen it.
Play some
I've
piano.
seen the show.
And that was enough to really thrill them back in 1978. In fact, they used to, 1978, I've never seen crowds so big to watch anything as they stood around watching this at the IAAPA in 78. In fact, we won prizes, you know, for how great this all appeared to be back then. And I say appeared to be because we kind of thought we were pulling a big one across everybody, you know, big joke on everybody, because all it was, we knew what it was. It was just air cylinders moving, lots of fur and rubber.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's how we saw it. But they saw it as life itself, you know? And in fact, the Saudis, when we sold the show to somebody at the IAAPA from Saudi Arabia, they had a hard time getting the show into Saudi Arabia because they have strict rules over there about not doing anything that mimics the work of God.
Wow.
Yes, that's right. So no animatronic puppets. In fact, it wasn't at Saudi, it was Kuwait at that time.
Kuwait.
But then Kuwait was bombed by one of the great other leaders of the Mid East, and they actually bombed our show. So you might see some pictures of the bombed out Kuwaiti rocket fire explosion online.
Really?
sometime. Yep.
And who do we have back here?
That's you're looking at Dingo the drummer.
That's right here, Dingo.
Small guy, and Dingo was the forerunner of Duke the drumming dog, and Duke LaRue is his actual name. And Dingo, I'll show you just because you're going to see the progression. His arms, he had no left and right, just up and down. Okay, that's all he had, up and down.
Mhm.
But he also had a body lean and a spring in his base. So by the time he was springing and leaning and banging, he was really rocking. He really looks like a great drummer. And Wolfman right here, Wolfman was the original character that turned into Rolf de Wolf. Rolf de Wolf became sort of a takeoff on a 60s DJ with lots of admirable personality characteristics and traits, such as selfishness, jealousy, envy. He's also an exaggerator or a liar, if you will, and he thinks everybody loves him. And here's the forerunner of Mitzi. In fact, if I'd had it my way, this is the character that would have been in the Rockfire Explosion. Her name was Little Queenie, and she was a fox. And it made sense to us as young men to have a fox as a female in our
Makes
rock
sense.
show. You know, yeah, she's a real fox. Anyway, that's what I wanted in our show. I wanted just to take Little Queenie from the Wolfpack 5 on into the Rockfire Explosion. But I had to play politics with the executives of Showbiz Pizza Place. In fact, I was always playing politics with the executives until our relationship just finally melted down into very little of any substance, and it was just a big fight.
So why did they not want her?
Well, it wasn't that they didn't want her, it's just that everybody wanted to have a hand in the design of the show.
Yeah.
So Stan Emerson, who was the advertising executive for Showbiz Pizza Place, and who was also the advertising executive for Brock Hotel, he had the suggestion. He says, we ought to have a mouse in our show. And I said,
mouse?
I don't really want a mouse in the show. I want a fox. And he says, we need a mouse. I said, why would you think we need a mouse? He says, well, you know, because cheese, we have pizza, cheese, mice like cheese. And I said, yeah, but Chuck E. Cheese. Back then it was called Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater. I said, they have a mouse. That's why I don't want a mouse. I want to be completely different from them as much as I can be. We don't want a mouse. And he says, yeah, but Disney World has a mouse. We need a mouse because all these other people have a mouse. I said, no, that's not the way we work around here. We do different things.
So he was just going to die on that hill. He
He
wanted a
said, I
mouse.
gotta have a mouse. I gotta have a mouse. And up to that point, let me tell you, they had made a lot of suggestions, from what to name the band, to how many characters to have in it, how many stages it should have, how much, everything about it, the design, the decorations. And I was always saying no, 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 no. What kind of music they should play? No. And I kept saying no so many times that I decided, you know, I'm starting to look like a I don't know, a power freak. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to change my image. And I'm gonna warn you, don't ever do that. Don't ever worry about it. Just do what you think is right. Because I gave in on it so that I wouldn't look like a power freak. And it didn't really matter. They still thought I was. And really, I guess I was, because I had better ideas than they had, and it was my job to do it. But I gave him what he wanted. I said, okay, we can still make a good character out of a mouse. This is the programming room. And I call it the programming room. Come on in and I'll close this door. Because this is where I do all my programming of shows that I produce for customers or YouTube. Now, I actually enjoy producing for YouTube more than I enjoy producing for customers, because YouTube I have a direct connection with the people who see the show, whereas when I sell a show like Six Flags, I have no idea who sees it or what they think.
Yeah.
You know, but this is something I do specifically for the YouTubers, and so I'm gonna have you're gonna get to sit here today. I also call this my
Authentic showbiz.
Not in my house. No, no, no.
Jimmy, I'm happy our folks will save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico.
Happier than Dikembe Mutombo blocking a shot. Get happy. Get Geico.
Only Verizon gives you more of the best. 5G from America's most reliable network. More plans you can mix and match and save. More of the entertainment you love. And the phone you want on us. All starting at just $35. Only from Verizon.
Authentic showbiz.
Yeah, it's one of the authentic showbiz tables from some of the showbizes in Florida. They had special custom tables made up. And as you can see, this show has 3 stages. This is just like it was in Showbiz Pizza Place, with a big center stage and 2 side stages featuring all of these characters, just like this, in all those cities, 200 cities around the country. Road, are you familiar with Abbey Road?
I am.
Okay. And well, you'll notice that we put a lot of effort into doing the songs exactly the way they were done on the album, although we shortened them for the purposes of the restaurant. And we put them together in a medley that we arranged, and of course, our own character.
Her Majesty's a pretty nice girl, but she doesn't have a lot to say. Her Majesty's a pretty nice girl, but she takes each day to day. I wanna tell her that I love her a lot, but I gotta get a belly full of wine. Her Majesty's a pretty nice girl, someday I'm gonna make her mine. Oh yeah, someday I'm gonna make her mine.
Let's do a show where we did a little character development of Fats, and you can see, I kind of coached Sal on this one. I said,